Hey guys, so I know it's really cold outside. We got our first snow last week and now we're getting our second snow, and I'm definitely not a fan of it, but I figured instead of complaining, I would just embrace the cold and embrace a Frosty combo. So today I'm going to be mixing up Team Wicked and Fire Opal, which I know you would think that those two things don't really go together, but you're gonna be really surprised with the color that it makes. Since I'm using two colors that are super different, what I'm going to do is make sure that I use a clean, different applicator, one that doesn't have a LipSense attached to it. And I'm going to be mixing probably about 1 part of the Team Wicked with 3 parts of the Fire Opal. And that'll ensure that you get the color, the darkness of the Team Wicked in there, but it's not going to overpower it. I did this combo just to try it out a few days ago, and you definitely want to add a lot of Fire Opal. I did probably like equal parts Fire Opal and Team Wicked, and it came out kind of like too dark gray. I want this to be nice and light and frosty. It will definitely turn out gray, but I don't want that gray to be overpowering. So with the super cold weather, you want to make sure that you're paying extra attention to taking care of your lips. I was sick last week, so I actually didn't wear much LipSense, but what I did instead was I wore the LipSense Moisturizer. That's going to be a lot like a chapstick or any other lip balm. But the thing that's great about it is instead of like a waxy buildup, which is what happens on your lips when you use chapstick, the LipSense Moisturizer is actually going to improve the condition of your lips. So I put that on during the day, and then at night after I washed my face, I used this Wild Crafted Wilderness Whipped Body Butter. It is cocoa butter based, so it's really hydrating and moisturizing. I just slathered that all over my face, and it ended up making my lips super, super soft and in great condition. My lips, especially around the sides here, get really chapped and cracked in the winter, so you want to make sure that, especially in those cold months, you're paying extra close attention to that. So now as I mix this color up, you can see what we're getting. It's a very gray color. Takes a second to mix those two colors when they're, wildly different. So now you can kind of see the gray that we're gonna get out of this. And this is going to change, obviously, depending on the gloss topper that you use. If you use something like Pearl Gloss, Glossy Gloss, Matte Gloss, it's going to really stay that true gray. If you use something like Opal, or what I'm using in this case, B-Gloss, it'll almost give it more of a purpley hue to it. So I'm really excited about that, and I haven't tried the B-Gloss in a while. I do wear that on its own just because it has such a nice pink tint to it. But as you can see, this looks ultra frosty. Since the Fire Opal is a frost color, I think it'll mix really well with the sparkliness of the Team Wicked. Let us try. Now when I finished this first layer, I really like the color that came out. You can always just use 1 or 2 layers if you like the color that you've created. It's just not going to last as long as 3 layers will. You can hear that I'm going to yell at myself in a minute because my application skills here are absolutely horrible. I'm lifting the applicator a ton and going over the same areas. And what happens is the applicator knocks off some of that color that you've already put on. I get a little bit obsessive about making sure that every inch of my lip is perfectly covered. And if you worry about that too, what I would recommend is you put your 3 layers on regularly, do it in 1 swipe, and then if there are any spots that you missed, just hit those once the 3 layers are dry. That way your finished product will be very consistent and you won't have the splotches that I end up with. Since the color that came out with 3 layers was a little bit light, I'm going to do a 4th layer. That will make the color last longer, but it tends to leave a lot of product on your lips, so that's why I recommend sticking with the 3 layers. at all costs. And I would have filled in that extra area, but I ran out of my mixture, so always make extra. So this combo is awesome for two reasons. First of all, it proves why I really love LipSense. You cannot go to the store and get a color like this. You're not going to be able to get the super wintry frosty gray from CVS or Target. But also you can see here how the color isn't filled in as much, and you want to know why that is? It's because I wasn't following my own directions of going in one swipe. What happens is, because the color is tacky, if you go over it too much with the applicator, you're going to end up knocking some of the product off of there. So go in one solid swipe. I think the color itself is really pretty, and it would have been even better had I been consistent with my application. The B gloss makes it a little bit more purplier. Like I said, if you would stick with a clear gloss, it would come out that true gray. But I'm actually going to be wearing this combo a lot over the next couple of months because it makes me feel a little bit less sad about the winter. So Christmas is coming up. We've got one more combo until then. I will see you guys next Wednesday.